a review of It Chapter 2. Finally, I can do a review, and yeah. So before I even go on about the review, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen any of the It Chapter 1 or Chapter 2, please do not watch this review, as I will spoil it out. But if you have seen the movie, let's continue. So in the beginning, we're going to explain about 27 years later when they go around in circles, and it shows back in time when, you know, they made a pact saying they have to go back here 27 years later. So of course, you know, Bill's like, we have to like do a pact. So they cut one of the glass, and they hold hands, and then each of them went away. So then after that, we do explain that in 27 years later on that time, we're going to be happening about Adrian Mann and Don Hargety. So in this festival, they're playing around. The two gay couples, they do couples, who are enjoying themselves when this person called, what's his name? John Wibby Garton shot gay slurs at them, causing them to leave and making them feel really uncomfortable. And of course they went. And before that, we do see a girl with a red mark on her face. When he was shooting the bunny, he gave it to her because he knew that she wanted it. So after they go to the bridge and they start kissing, you know, they're so happy. And I said, oh, I got you this hat that says I love dairy. It's a beaver hat. The gang came over and stopped harassing them and stopped making them feel uncomfortable. So then Adrian started to speak. Then they punched him in the floor and stopped punching him. And as they know that Adrian Mann has asthma attacks, so it's really attacking him really badly. So of course, you know, they're torturing him and everything. So then after that, when they're torturing him there, he said he got asthma attack, but then they're just punching him, and then what they put him in the bridge and said, welcome to Derry, or stuff like that. And then Don Hargety went straight to find him. When he could find him, he saw. But when Adrian was trying to save himself, how do you call it? He saw Pennywise with the balloon, and it says I love Derry. And then when Don Hargety is trying to find him, he sees Pennywise holding him like this, and he's like, oh, Adrian. What happens? Pennywise eats him. And I'll tell you in the book, because I have this book. So this is Stephen King It book that I got. I haven't read all of it, but there are some things that I think are in it. So in the beginning of Adrian and Don Hargety, there's a lot of descriptive about it. So it was really sad when I read it. It was really like sad, and I cried as well. So yeah, this is the book I'm reading. I'm still halfway, haven't finished it yet, but it's gone good. So then after that, what happens that, you know, in that time, Mike is still in Derry, so he never left. So he got calls saying that there's been an accident, so he went downstairs and he found out it was Pennywise, and then it says, come home, come home, come home on the wall. And after that, we then go to Henry Bowers. So we know that Henry Bowers got manipulated by Pennywise, and, you know, he killed his own father, and he tried to kill Mike, and, you know, he fell down, so he got up, went back to his house. The police guards came up and punched him and said, oh, you are arresting for killing your own father, whatever like that. And of course they're upset because he killed his own father, and, you know, he's crazy. So he saw the red balloon and stopped laughing, and then, you know, flashback from now, he is in a mental hospital because he's crazy, and, you know, he's crazy because he probably said to them that, you know, that he saw the red balloon and didn't believe him, so they put him in a mental hospital, and, you know, he's crazy. Basically, he's arrested. So then after they see the balloon, he's excited. They go to the room. The guy puts him in the room because he was making too much noise with the other patients. And then he saw the balloon, and then he was trying to pick up the balloon. And then Patrick Hofstadter was there, his friend, who he got killed as well from Pennywise. And he gave him a knife, and then by that knife he remembered. So then he sought to find a way to kill the others. After that, we're going to see what happened with the other loot club. So Bill is a successful alpha who gets criticised for his book and its ending because no one likes it. So, and he has a wife and everything. Beverly is a fashion designer, and she's living with an abusive husband. Ben lost weight and became a successful architect. Richie is a stand-up comedian. Ace is a risk assessor and has an overbearing wife. Stan is a large accounting firm. And Mike still lives in Derry. So, he calls them, and the directions were that Bill, when he got the call, he had a feeling from his skull and said, oh, who's that? And then he's like, how did I forget? Because, you know, he forgot about 27 years later. When Beverly got a call, she said, okay, and then in that time, the abusive husband, Tom, was telling her, where you going, who's this guy, I know you've been talking to this guy, but she said, no one's my friend, and he basically beat her up, and this time, it was so intense, this movie, So it's like, oh my god, this is so intense. So I was like, wow. She hit him in with the vase or something. I was like, yes, girl, yes, hit him. And they said, oh, you won't find someone like me or something like that. I forgot. And then she left. When Ben got the call, he was talking in a meeting with them. He said, oh, wait a minute. And then he got the call and he just stood there for a moment. When Richie got a call, he vomited. And when he was announcing his comedian, he just got blank and people were just saying, hello. He just got in that moment. Eddie, when he got the call, he got car crashed. And he was talking to his overbearing wife telling him, I love you, mommy, which is not supposed to say mom, but you know. So he got car crashed because of that. And then Stan, when he got the news, he committed suicide, meaning he slit his wrist because he couldn't handle it. And I think it was just really depressing for him, so we all know that he died. And I will just say that Stan's death was the most sad, breaking thing to think. And when he died, he just thought about a time where Bill was saying, oh, you should promise. And of course it was really sad. After that, we then go back to the Chinese place where they all explain about everything, and then, you know, Richie Cummins just saw Ben and Beverly and did like, oh my god, what the fuck happened to me? You lot's got good, what happened to me? So they explain about the old times, and you can see that Eddie and Richie are swearing at each other. Then, you know, Richie said, oh my god, you look so hot, to Ben because he lost weight, and he explained, they explained about the jobs and how he's an art attack and stuff like that. And then that's when Mike was explaining about the ritual, and he explained about the disappearance that happened, and he brought them back because of that. He also lied them in the Chinese place upon by the ritual. So then after that, they got fortune cookies, and they had a saying, which was saying, and then it said, guess Stanley could not cut it. So in that meaning, of course, Beverly knew what happened with Stanley. And, when she was in the past, she did say to him that, how do you call it? She just said to him, oh, was me to be taller? And then he said, yeah, she can lie to him because she knew that he got killed, of course. So, of course, they argue about it, then the critics come in, and then they got really upset, and then Mike stopped hitting with the chair. The woman came in, she said, you're right, I said, yeah, it's fine. And when they came out, the little boy called Dean, he goes to his son, oh, I know you from acting. Of course, Richie thinks he's idiot, imagining, he's evil, but he's not. Then the boy got scared of him, and then they went out and started arguing, and then they lied to him. And this is a ritual we have to do, and they said they want to come back. So they're arguing, they go back to the hotel, they're like, oh, I'm packing my bags and I'm going home. After that, then Mike tried to get Bill's attention turned up by the ritual, so they go back to the ritual in the library and explain about the ritual, saying in old times, they gave him the big ritual, and they said that it happened to them in the Native Americans, but it didn't really work out for them. So he gave him so then he can use it. And of course, he drugged Bill, and Bill got a bit upset because of that, because he didn't know he did that on him. Back in the hotel, they argued, saying they're going to pack the bags, and then after that, that's when Ben was telling her, oh, how do you know about this? How do you know that Stan was dead? And she said because she saw in the dead lights that, you know, he got killed. After that, Mike and Bill came, and then they explained about the ritual that they have to do to kill Pennywise, and they have to do objects, of course. After that, we do see a little girl in a baseball hat. She's the same girl in the first beginning of the movie. So as you can see that she's, her mum is ignoring her, so she sees a red thing, so she goes back in there, and who does she see? She sees Pennywise, with a little face going to her, and telling her, and she got scared, but then he's like, oh, everyone's scared of me, because they all make fun of my face, and then she said she gets fun off because of her mark on her face, and she said, can you make it go away? And he said, yes, and after that, he killed her, which is really, wow. After that, the gang go to the hideout in Barron's where they went, and then they show a flashback of when they were there, and then they show like a big blanket of Stan's bucket, and it explained about how do you call it? So it explains about this shower capsule. In that time, you know, he told them to wear the shower capsule because of the spiders will come in, and then we just see the past of Eddie, and then, you know, he's hitting the fling, and then Eddie and Richard just fighting over the thing. We just see Beverly and Ben moment when he did the tavern. And after when they came up, Mike said that everyone needs to find artifacts by themselves. They can't go alone. And Richie said, why can't we just do in a group? And he said no, because in a group, in that time when we separated, that's when we found all the pieces that we want to make. So he told them to all go to where they want to go and find the objects, and then come meet them in the library around 7 o'clock, I think. So Beverly goes to her apartment, and of course there's a woman called Mr. Kirsch, and she's someone else. So She goes and tells her, oh, her father died, and then she goes in and visits her, and then she goes walk around, and then she goes to find something in the cupboard, and she finds a postcode of. It's a postcode of when. Well, let me try to. So she finds a postcode. Let me try and find. Yeah. So I have my phone here. So she finds a postcode of. Let me try to get this away. She finds a postcode of something that Sigrid and Maya told her. It was a poem that she wrote. So she said, "Your hair is winter fire, journey embers, my heart burns there too." So that was the message that she got from the postcode as well. So she found it eventually. After that, things start happening, meaning the old lady was saying, "No, oh, come stay in." And then what happened? She turned into a big wood woman naked, and the woman explained to her about the origin of Pennywise in the circus. And then of course Beverly knew what was happening, so she tried to run away, but Pennywise started to change his face. You know, you can see the actor's face, and then you can see his face, and he just like runs away. Next bit, we do go and see to Bill when he goes to a shop and he finds about his bike with Quicksilver, I think Silver. We do see the actor Stephen King, so the book of this book, Stephen King. So in this bit, of course, Stephen King, the shop owner tells him that, oh, how much is for the bike? He said $300. So he buys the bike, and then he says, oh, you read my book, do you want to sign it? So no, I didn't like the ending. So, you know, he got a book and he said, oh, be careful, it might be old. And he's like, oh, don't worry, it will go fast. So he went fast. He starts, hi Silver. He goes to Silver from his past, and that's when in the bit when they got Georgie, and he was telling me, why did you do it? Why did you get Georgie? And so in the past, you know, it says, and then Pennywise said, oh, because you weren't there. And then he went to the sewer to see that Georgie was there, and there was a little boy with the boat, and so he went there to get it, but with a lot of arms coming up at him, and he pushed her up. And that's when the Dean boy came up and said, what are you doing to the sewer? I said, do not go to the sewer, just get out there, don't come here, don't even hear it. But then the boy said he heard voices in the drain, and then he's going to this festival, this fun fair thing he's going that night. He said, don't go to the festival, scaring the boy, of course. He doesn't know anything, and the boy's like, I'm going to the festival, so he gets nervous about that. Ben goes back to his high school and finds a yearbook page from the chapter 1 when Beverly wrote his name, so he goes there to find it. And in the flashback, we do see he's putting his things in the book, and that's when they separated. He's like, oh, you sure we're going to be friends? He said, yeah, we're friends. But then after that, she started telling him names, like, he was about to kiss her, but then she's like, oh, who wants to kiss you? Like, so fat as you. And of course, it was making him really upset. And then she turned to fire, which Pennywise was trying to make his head in. And then he locked in the locker, he saw Pennywise, and then he was trying to run away from him, and he ran away. Richard goes to an arcade, and his object was a token that he got from the arcade. So in the flashback, it shows him playing with some boy. So he's one of Henry Bowers' cousin, and he's like, oh, let's play again. I said, no. Then he saw Henry Bowers, and he just like, he's like, I don't know, he just on me. And then, of course, Henry Bowers telling me a faggot, I think, and tells him to run away. It says about Richie, if I can get it about it. Okay, let me just see if I can find it. I can find it. Yeah, so it says here, he has a bad memory, so taunted for his sexuality before he's been attacked by Pennywise. So, you know, that's explaining about it. And after that, he gets attacked by a giant Paul Bryan statue. And then after that, now, he saw Pennywise with like loads of balloons and saying, do you want to play? And then he runs away, gets scared. Before that, a boy gives him about a thing, said low memory of Richie towards him and he's dead. But it was the Adrian Mellon guy. So then, you know, Pennywise is trying to scare him and he runs off. After that, we do see Eddie who recovers an inhaler from the pharmacy, and he goes to the man and says an inhaler, and he stops touching him. He's a bit weird, that the man. So in the past, it shows him that he wants an inhaler, and she's saying about how, you know, you can get placebo from your dick and stuff like that. So then he goes down to see what's happening, and then he finds out that it was oh my gosh, how do you call it? So he finds out that it was his mum, and she was like, help me, and then the Leaper came, and he started torturing her and licking her, and of course she couldn't save her, so she was dead. Then after that, Eddie goes on see, and then sees that the man is there, and he just vomited on him, and then he's like, oh, you disgusting little thing, and he cuts killing him. And his one was in the Halo, the object. Mike was the stone that he hit on Harry Bowers because it wasn't explained. It didn't show that he went, but it was a stone. And then Stan was the shower cup. So the gang comes back, and you know they're all terrified because they're like, oh my god, they saw Pennywise, they want to get out of the way. So then Richard goes back to the room, and then Ben's like, oh, I'm gonna check that he doesn't get out of here. So after that, Bill comes in to the hotel, and tells him that, oh, I need to go save the children, and then he explained about it, and then he saw a skateboard, and then the skateboard was there. I said, oh, guess he couldn't cut it either. So he then realizes that Dean's in a carnival and he's going to get himself killed. So of course it goes back, and Beverly's like, don't go, and she's like, oh, I have to go. He said, I have to go and find the boy. So after that, in that time, you know, Beverly finds. So then in that time, Eddie gets you know, washed his face because he got traumatized, and that's when he saw Penny Bowers, and he gets stabbed by Eddie so Henry stabbed him from the mouth like that, and when I saw it, it was really disgusting. And after that, he then eventually stabbed Henry from the chest, and he says something like, oh, you still have that mullet, meaning that he still have that mullet, are you kidding me? So of course he runs away and escapes as well, and then when Ben sees him, it shows a flashback to when he carved him in the first movie, so, you know. After that, they all see each other, and of course that in that time, you know, Richie ran away, he got the car, and he went to get he saw his fan's funeral, and then they were seeing a part of where Stan back on himself and talked about it. After that, you know, in that time, you know, you see he just said, oh, well done, Stan, for standing up. After that, the gang Mike goes to the library to find out by his parents, and it goes a flashback to when he's back, and then that's when Henry started attacking him and he tried to get an axe. Then after that, all the gang came over and hit him with the axe thing. So Bill goes to the festival and finds out that he tried to find him somewhere, and when he found the carnival, he goes into the fun house, and when he got inside there, he saw Dean. There was a lot of mirrors, so he's trapped. So Pennywise got in and started attacking the boys, so before he can even save him and try to break the glass, he got killed. And of course, you know, Bill's traumatized and sad about it. So then Mike calls him saying, you have to come here right now. Where's the object? He said, no, I'm going to kill it myself because he got killed, and I don't want to mess yourself up. So the gang go to Noble Street to help Bill, but then Bill says, don't come next to me. He's like, we have to, because the ritual, you need the ritual. So in the house, you know, they're separated, and you know, in this house, you know, Bill, Richie, Eddie walk into the room, and they're in a fridge where Eddie got dislocated his shoulder. So then he sees a person in the fridge, and it's Stan with some spider legs, and trust me, it's disgusting because it comes out from his eye and from here, and it's disgusting. And in the other way, Mike and Bill Beverly are in the living room, you know, looking, and then after, what happened was that Ben was getting stabbed, and it said home at last on his belly, which meaning Pennywise was doing it. So Beverly got a stick and hit him right in the face. And in the other room, where the other were trapped with the Stan's head, Stan's head got attacked from Richie's face, and of course exploded him. He was like, ooh, wow. After that, guys, we're coming. After they get stabbed, you know, Bill then tells them, oh, what's going on? Bill goes up to Eddie, tells him why you stood there scared, why you need help us. Of course, Ben kills the Stan's head, he went away, but then he got scared, of course. So then all they went to the sewer. When they arrived to the sewer, Beverly got trapped down and just got swallowed down to the river because, you know, and then Eddie was by himself, so they had to save him. After that, Eddie didn't want to do it, but, you know, Richie was able to comfort him a lot. So when they arrived to Richard's chore, they went around in circles, put the objects, burned them, and hold their hands and start chanting it. And then after that, when they stopped chanting, the red lights came in and they stopped chanting it, but then nothing happened. a red balloon came, and the meaning that it did not work, so it just gone big, and then the the Pennywise Spider-Legs came and said, Mike, you lied again. What did you not do? So of course, meaning that Mike lied to them again, saying that for the ritual to work is that everyone has to sacrifice for himself. And then of course everyone was like, why didn't you tell us anything? And he's like, oh, we have to, but we know that this is gonna work. So the gang then are trapped in the nightmare traps, and they pushing them all away from each other. So Richie and Eddie are in those 3 doors that say scary, very scary, not scary at all. Beverly's in the blood from the toilet. Ben is drowning from a quicksand. Mike is hiding, and then Bill is forced from Georgie Park. So Bill pretended to be sick, not to go with Georgie. So we all know that this is like really shocking to us. Like, wow. So then of course, you know, he says, oh, he didn't do it, and then of course, you know, he drowns Georgie down and he kills Bill. And of course, you know, he did that. And then he said, you lived and I died, and he just got angry. Beverly was locked in the toilet with all blood in the face, so she had like a lot of blood, and you know, she could see a lot of people telling her, and then, like, even one of them said, here comes Johnny, and she starts trying to get away. Ben got trapped from the quicksand because, you know, Penny was saying, fat boy. And then the other 2, Richie and Eddie, was trying to find a way, but one day saw legs from Betty Cripson from the other chapter 1. They saw a dog, but it came a big thing and they ran away. After that, they got together, and then they're trying to find a way to kill Pennywise, so they all trying to find a way. So when Richie's trying to do the dance thing, he get the deadlights on, and Eddie, with his bravest, killed Pennywise with a thing. But then when he saved Richie, Eddie got killed by Pennywise Spider-Legs, and I would tell you, it was really emotional for me because I got really sad. I was like, no, my favourite character is dead. So of course they regroup and they find a way to make Pennywise smaller by telling things and names at him. So you know how Eddie's all injured as well. They called him Clown, they started getting smaller, and then he just turned into a little thing, and he got killed. So after that, the things start collapsing, and Eddie's body have to get left behind. And of course Richie was sad. He's like, no, he has to be alive. We have to save him. But of course Eddie's already dead, and there's nothing that we can do about it. After that, they go back. They come out and they go to the swimming where they rushed all the blood from the thing. And of course, you know, Richie's still sad, he starts crying, and he gets really sad of this. And unfortunately, Ben and Beverly kiss underwater, which is like, yay, cool. And after that, that is the ending. So I'm going to go into Stan Letter's Explain. So Stan Letter explains about how... So in the letter that Stan wrote, the suicide note, that he committed suicide, he had taken himself out of the equation, knowing that he couldn't do it. And he had to hold him back, but he knew the others could defeat it. So, of course, that things happen, you know. Bill begins to write a new book while Mike is moving out there. Basically, he wrote a book about how at all times in the time, you know, in the time. Mike now is going to get up Derry Bane because he knows that they all destroyed it. And Beverly and Ben are now in a romantic relationship together. They have a dog and everything. And Richie returned to the bridge where he carved Eddie's and Richie's name, meaning that, you know, he carves enough. And then after that, the ending was finished. Okay, so guys, I'm going to put in behind the scenes. So, in behind the scenes, I'm going to be saying that they used GI on Phil Wolford's face to make him look younger, and because they knew that he was growing up. They also changed the voices of the cast because they were getting older, which I don't understand why they did that. I know that Pennywise had to stay in a tent. If I'm mistaken, he did. Yes. They said that he had to stay to his tent to warm up his character, so I know that for a fact that was it. I'm going to explain Pennywise makeup and character. Right. I do love the character of Pennywise. I think he did a really good job. I would praise for Bill Skarsgård's character for that. I know that he said that his character was really tiring and exhausting because there was a lot to do and a lot of energy to do that. The makeup was really good as well because he stayed for hours. I heard that in the news or in the YouTube that he had to go all the way to Sweden to stay for a bit because it was a lot of exhausting character to do. I know in chapter 1 that when he scared the children, they got really scared of him because he was dressed up as a Pennywise. And, you know, he said that he was in character when he was in a makeup for him. So, you know, it was a lot. And I want to applause for its audience. I really liked it as well. There's also a reference to the old It, meaning there was a lot of when he said, "Here comes Fat Boy," when Beverly, you know, is running away. So that is a reference to the old It from 1990. There's also a lot of reference to when there's a cricket when a dinner place. There's a reference to Shining of the skateboard of Dean's, so it's from the same carpet from Shining. And there's also a Shining reference when Henry Bowers says, "Here comes Johnny." There's a reference to The Thing when, you know, Richie and them not in a room and they're in a fridge, and then he says, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And that is from the reference to The Thing. If I can find it. So that's the reference to the bit. Mrs. Kersh's character was a really good one as well. They said that she didn't improvise, but she did a really good job. Beverly had fake blood on her eye. I mean, the woman who played Jessica Chastain, her name, she said she got fake blood on her eye, so it was really traumatizing as well. Eddie's mum and Eddie's wife is played by the same actress, which meaning that it's played by the same actress was a bit weird. Adult Ben was also in the film. So the guy who played the 1990 Ben was also in the film, which is something I did not know about that. And let me see if I can find his name. His name was called Brandon Crane, so if I can show you guys what he is, so that is the guy. He was also in the movie as well. And also the director was also in the movie, and Stephen King was in the movie. The book also said that in the book, it says here that the fear changes because Stan, in the movie, in chapter 1, he was scared of the painting, but in the book, he sees 2 kids dying. In the book, it also says that Richie just sees the werewolf, but not the clowns, but in the movie, he sees the clown. So that was a bit missounding thing. It said that when Georgie was dead, I think it was undiscovered in the film, but in the book, they said he missed an arm. In the puzzle where Stan talks, he talks about how Max, the past about the bird, and Pennywise, and the puppet in the festival is the original Pennywise item from the 1990. So, in all the ending, I did enjoy the movie. It was really good. I loved the movie. I think they did a really good job, and yeah. So the actors who were in it was Bill Hader, Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, Jay Ryan, Isaiah Mustafa, James Mason, and Andy Bean. So those are the ones. We got the cast children, which are Wyatt Earp, Jane Manter, Sophie Lewis Exeter, Finn Wolfhard, Jake Dylan Grazer, Joey Ray Taylor. I can't name a lot, but yeah. So I did enjoy the movie. There's nothing bad about it. I think I'll give it 10 out of 10. There's nothing bad about the movie. I think it did a really good job. My favourite actors have to be is Richie, Eddie, and Pennywise because I think those 3 were really funny. And I did enjoy Richie and Eddie's relationship, meaning they're friends because they were really funny. And in the movie I was laughing so much. I did enjoy Pennywise. I just want to say applaud to the director for making this movie really good. And I think he did a really good job doing this movie. I think Pennywise did a really good job. I think he had so much energy to put on that, and I just don't know. I cannot believe how he can do his character so well. Like, I'm just really amazed by this movie. As you can see, I'm not naming all of the books. I'm not referencing a lot to the book because I read half of it, but I can only do the ones I can do. I know that they said that in the movie that Bill and Beverly kiss, but in the book they have sex, which is something that I did not know about that. And yeah. So guys, I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think. And my Snapchat and my Instagram will be down below. Also guys, if you did enjoy the movie, please let me know in the comment down below because I did enjoy the movie and I loved it. So yeah, let me know in the comments and yeah. Okay guys, I'm gonna go now. Okay. Bye guys. Bye. My Instagram and Snapchat will be down below, and yeah, just let me know in the comments if you like the movie, what was your favourite character, and yeah.